Hi, I'm Garth McGee with NULL WINDS Technology, here with Robert Keating. Robert Keating joined our team a few years ago. He was the first pro who was willing to jump on our bike with our crude early prototype fairings and give him a ride. So he's been with us ever since, and today we're joined with also here at Triathlon Labs here in Redondo Beach, California, with John Howard of johnhowardsports.com. John has become our first independent professional tester, and we're excited to have him here today. For those who don't know, John is a former Olympic team member, a Kona Ironman winner, and once set a world land speed record on a bicycle of over 152 miles an hour, I understand. In fact, I think I heard your team just broke that record this past year at 180.
184, yeah.
Yeah.
Denise Mueller-Korenik broke that record in September.
You were coaching her to get that done.
Yes.
And how I understand you recommend that stunt never be repeated.
It's dangerous.
Well, we're certainly glad to have you here today. We met John at last summer at the start of Race Across America, where we were first introducing the new product, our AERODEFENDER wheel fairing, and John volunteered to become our first pro tester of the final product design when we finally got it out this past fall. And so John, you've been testing our product now on your own road bike for a couple of months. Here in the wintertime where the headwind conditions are minimal. But we just also now installed our fenders on John's KHS tandem, and he's going to ride that tomorrow, I believe, in the Solvang Century.
Right.
So he's here to pick it up here at Triathlon Labs. So anyway, in my humble view anyway, John's got considerable experience, and I doubt there's many who know real speed on a bicycle like John does. So we're real excited to have him here, and look forward to hearing about his reactions. So John, now you put quite a few miles on your own road bike, and we're with the fenders, and but mostly, again, as I said, in low headwind conditions. Our own road tests, which Robert and I have done extensively now for quite a few years, tend to prove that the AERODEFENDER efficiency gains grow stronger facing external headwinds. And John, have you been on the bike enough to know to confirm that kind of observation?
I have. I've got about 500 miles logged on a set of the fenders, and I'm noticing a pretty significant difference. I'd say between 1 and 2 miles an hour, depending on conditions.
In a rather low headwind condition.
Right. Headwind conditions, definitely, you'll notice more of a difference there. You're not going to climb as fast because you've got a little additional weight, but the thing that I noticed most was that I'm definitely going faster on the flats, primarily the flats, and the fenders. I had one, tried it with and without, and there's certainly a noticeable difference with the fenders.
Sure.
Flats and headwinds are the biggest.
Well, headwinds are where you really get punished, and I would assume that any benefit of a headwind is certainly welcome.
It sure is. Yeah. That's become my favorite bike.
Got it right with the fenders on it.
Fleet of bicycles, but the one with the fender is definitely the one that I seem to gravitate towards.
Well, the drag model, the correct drag model for shielding only the upper wheel predicts that you gain in efficiency in strong headwind conditions, but also at higher vehicle speeds. I know you've also ridden downhill at high speed with the fenders on there, and you feel like you're faster in that situation.
Most definitely. There's no question about it. I mean, you can monitor all this stuff. You can monitor heart rate versus speed versus wattage, and in all categories, I'm stronger.
Well, that's good to know. I know Robert would agree with that because he's been on it for thousands of miles now, and certainly we're happy to hear someone else finally understand the situation as well. The drag model also predicts a greater steering traction especially at higher speeds, by shielding the upper wheel. And Robert noticed it immediately when you first got on an early prototype bike.
Yes.
And you came back and commented to me, how could this bike be more stable than your regular tri-bike, I think you were talking about.
Sure, I was on a ridgeline with winds going through it, and it was amazing how much easier it was to ride the bike and maintain speed and stay in a good aerodynamic position on the bike as well.
Right.
So less stress.
So you have a better grip in the ground. I understand, you might have a sensation of heaviness on the bike, but it's actually that you have more lateral steering traction, so a little greater control. And I know you mentioned to me it felt sort of like a sports car. I'd say.
Yeah, it takes it away from the pure bicycle concept a little bit. Improved handling, most definitely noticed that. And the cornering capacity improves. It has some of the same benefits as a high performance sports car. So what I felt was the bicycle is changing in directions. This is an all new concept of true aerodynamics. Shielding the top of a wheel makes perfect sense. I'm not an aerodynamic guy, but it's proof of the product. I was quite impressed.
Thank you, sir. We're really excited to have you find that. So let me also mention that we have another invention, spoke fins, that Robert's holding on a traditional wheel. It streamlines the round spoke, both in headwinds and crosswinds. By shaping the tail of the round spoke to be streamlined, it maintains flow over the spoke in a laminar condition, reducing the drag by 70%. And that's regardless of which way the crosswind blows. So that allows you to ride a shallow rim wheel instead of a deep rim wheel with the same or greater aerodynamic benefit as you would get from a deep rim wheel. And so we know that in crosswind conditions, this simply would be the most stable wheel, period. You won't find a more stable situation. And we are also excited to know that last fall we were able to enter our AERO wheel set with spoke fins in an Ironman. And the referee deemed them legal, saying that they functioned as if they were a disc wheel and therefore they were legal. So we're excited to introduce this product as well, and I know John will be testing that as well as we go forward. So far we've had very light wind conditions, but the crosswinds are building here in the spring, and we'll be giving you more information on that as it comes forward. So John, we maintain that our products are both faster and safer in windy conditions, and I hope you would agree.
I would agree.
And we wondered, what do you think, should our safer and faster products be illegal for use?
Well, I'm not sure it's a question of legality. I think every triathlete, every cyclist that reaches a point where they're no longer improving, they're losing wattage, which is an inevitable consequence of aging. This is the perfect solution because it levels the playing field.
Right.
And irrespective of the legality of that, that's a plus when you can actually ride with people who can literally produce more power than you can.
That's exciting to hear. I know Robert has always maintained the safety aspect that he's noticed on the bike, and suggested that even if it weren't legal, it would be useful for training purposes because you're on the bike for so many hours.
And sometimes in worse conditions than you would otherwise face.
And therefore, you have a greater chance of going down, and this will certainly help the spoke fins in particular for stability.
Sure, like with the triathlon bike, there's no sense in training if you're not in the triathlon aero bar position, because you may as well be riding at home.
Right,
right. You need to be in that aero bar position because that's what you need to maintain the race, so you don't need to train otherwise.
So we're not trying to overcome the UCI strict rules for competition. I know that they probably want to maintain their rules and their cyclists being less safe and a little bit slower. But that's for them. But the vast majority of cyclists might as well enjoy a free benefit for headwind conditions and greater safety at the same time. So what do you think about the future of this technology, John? Does it have a future in the cycling world?
Absolutely. I think, again, I think the idea of improving performance, any way you can do that, short of using hardcore drugs, is a good thing. So I'm completely behind it, and I want to see it taken to the next level.
Well, we're very excited to have you on board and helping us introduce this to the cycling world. And any way we can help bring this forward in concert with your support is very welcome. So again, I want to personally thank you because this has been a real important start for our new technology. Thank you. Great. Thank you all.
Thank you, John.